The Chinese version is better, bro.
Literally. League of Legends, 40% stake in Epic Games, Clash of Clans, Genshin Impact.
China's responsible for the creation of Genshin Impact? Never mind. America is still the greatest country. I feel like it's safe to say that recently China has really been on a major uprise. When I was growing up, I feel like people always used to make fun of things that were made in China. If this is made in China, ha ha ha, the quality is bad. They eat cats and dogs and stuff like that. But now, bro, it feels like China is really up there. China's reputation is on a very, very high upswing. Maybe that's thanks to ISO speed, bro. I'm kidding. But today we got the Chinese century is here.
Chinese international student in my class was telling me about how his evangelical dad in Beijing believes that Trump was chosen by God to win the election.
Chosen by God to win the election, bro. I mean, that's not far-fetched to say, bro. After he dodges a bullet to the head, you seen the picture of him aura farming with the blood coming off his ear, bro? He was low-key destined to win since then.
That this victory is part of a larger divine plan to destroy the United States.
What?
I cannot afford eggs. Therefore, all immigrants must is a
Whoa, bro. I do remember, though, when eggs were like a crazy price. I think eggs went for like the same price as a goddamn Subway footlong.
Conclusion that some governments and people have reached throughout history, such as Germany in the 30s, America now, and Germany now as well. The reason why I like being Eastern European is because life in Eastern Europe, unironically, not even joking, fucking sucks. It is nearly impossible to live the life that a normal American or a German lives.
So why would you enjoy being a freaking Eastern European, bro? If I was born in goddamn, is this Croatia? Wait, hold on, let me move so y'all can see it. Croatian flag, perhaps?
You are from this cursed place. And on top of this, you are constantly under the threat of war from Russia or with one of your neighbors, minimum. People go to universities for 12 years to be a doctor or a dentist just to make what an American or German cashier makes in a month. And
no way, bro. There's no way it's the same cost of living.
And while the cost of living is cheaper, it's not like everything is $1 here and rent is $2. And normal jobs are within the range of $300 to $500 a month here. That much money isn't gonna get you far, even in fucking
$300 to $500, bro. If you live in America, especially if you live in like goddamn California, bro, there is nothing you can do with no damn $300, bro.
Dushanbe. So for me, who was raised in this bullshit place, ruined by corrupt banks and politicians, constantly looting money from people, to hear Americans complain that they can't buy eggs from their single family homes.
Bro, like, bro, being from California is that, bro, it gets so hot, bro. The 70-degree weather in the summer, you feel that ocean breeze. It's kind of too cold. It's too chilly. I don't know. I don't really like it. Hey, man.
With a Ford F-150 parked out front, it was genuinely boiling me. Now, you know how it is. I made it out the hood, paid off my family's predatorish bank loans, and I'm good now. But that's because I was very lucky for the opportunity to do YouTube. The rest of my country and around 15 or so more.
Wait, so is Gatsu like the richest person in freaking Eastern Europe right now? How much motion do you have, bro? It'll spare $1.
Are completely fucked, and most of the population lives with a dream of even making half the amount of money that an American Walmart guy makes. So looking at the majority of Americans voting Trump because yeah, he's horrible to women and everyone that isn't a billionaire and also white, but he will make eggs cheaper just to have the egg prices rise again.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Absolute cinema. Trump's gonna save the economy. He's big, bro. He's gonna save No, bro. Brief intermission. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. Thank you very much.
First of all, I know y'all don't even eat eggs. If Americans actually ate eggs and cared about egg prices, they would not have these obesity rates. You know how
Bro, you ever heard of high cholesterol, bro? This is a symptom of high cholesterol, bro. He probably was eating way too many goddamn eggs. Hey, bro, some of us are not in this obese side of the world. We're actually, you know, on the slimmer. See, maybe I need to be eating more mac and cheese like that, bro.
Hard it is to be fat while eating eggs. Trump came into power and immediately started threatening not Russia, not China, not Iran, but America's very best allies. Talking about taking back the Panama Canal, taking Greenland, and fuck it, Canada too. I will not let Americans take Hoser. Critical support to Fidel Castro's son against the American regime. Not only threats, but actions too.
Hey, bro, us Americans, we don't even stand by a lot of the decisions that are made by the goddamn political party, bro. Leave the citizens alone.
Put a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico, their neighbors and biggest trading partners. He's literally shooting himself in the foot because he's bored, and plus making everything more expensive for Americans.
I feel like people don't understand the way tariffs work. They think that, okay, we signed a tariff to freaking China, for example. Now we have to produce a freaking, I don't know, a cellular device, a battery in America. Bro, it is now 10 times more expensive to make that goddamn battery because do you think a goddamn American is going to make it for the same price? No.
Because after you get the 25% tariff, it doesn't mean everything will just be $125 instead of $100. After things get imported, the resellers and merchandisers have to take their cut on top of that. So more realistically, a 25% tariff means everything Canadian or Mexican that would cost $100 usually now would cost more like $150.
And the person who's eating the cost of this is us, me and you, okay? Hey, he's explaining tariffs, bro. I like this. This is an educational video right here.
Same thing with Taiwan. He wants to put tariffs on their semiconductors, a place that has only existed because of America's support, saying they would defend them from a Chinese invasion. First of all, we know how good America's
I heard about some heavy, like, controversy between Taiwan and China, bro. I didn't know it was, like, that deep.
Promises are, because they promised the same thing to Ukraine if they gave up their nukes. And look at their defense of Ukraine now, where they abandoned my goats to the point where Zelensky himself is saying that they haven't received 9 out of 10 pieces of equipment that was promised to them. Now Taiwan, the place where 90% of the world's chips get made that are the main parts of your car, laptop, fridge, TV, PlayStation, computer, Kindle, dishwasher, fucking literally anything electronic is being sanctioned. And if you're Taiwan, right, why would you not think, hold on, what the fuck am I risking an invasion from China just to sell to these motherfuckers?
I guess they're under the idea that China is not going to want to attack them based on the fact that America's going to attack China. But let's be honest, bro. If China decides to take over this little Taiwan right here, bro, America's not stepping in, bro. Man, China's gotten too big. They're too powerful, man.
That sanctioned me? As if the chip shortage in the world isn't high enough. Trust me, America did not need this. So you're just shooting yourself in the foot for absolutely no reason. Probably because Trump is bored and also now wants to concentrate a lot of non-Americans into these camps. He wants to make concentration camps. And
bro, I heard of this, bro. He making them goddamn El Salvadorian prison camps where people are going there and they're not even from goddamn El Salvador, bro. If that ain't concentration camp, I don't know what is.
Pretty sure he will too. And guess what? With deporting immigrants,
what percentage of your workers are not U.S. born?
Probably half.
About half?
Yeah.
If there were a mass roundup of undocumented migrants, that you might lose workers. You might not have enough workers.
Right.
Well, the question I asked, how they going to do that? Within 2 days, we will not have food. There will not be food anywhere.
2 days.
Bro, America is run on the backs of immigrants, bro. Like, if you don't believe that, you need to go back to school. I don't know. Because none of me, you, us, the privileged people watching this video are going to be doing any of these factory working type of jobs. We're not freaking cleaning the butts of these horses. We're not shaving their hooves. There are people who are undocumented. There are people who are immigrants who have to work, you know, very, very low wages and long hours who get this done for us so we can live a privileged lifestyle, bro. And without them, we would be cooked. If anything, you should be advocating for these people to be getting more benefits.
So even in the most evil, Lorax, selfish way of thinking of, oh, Trump is evil, but at least he will make the egg prices go down. If the people that harvest these eggs are people that will actually be paid a normal salary instead of immigrants that were being exploited for cheap labor beforehand and being paid like shit, the egg prices are gonna go up. It doesn't take a fucking genius to understand this.
No, it takes a goddamn genius to understand this. It actually takes Albert Einstein himself. It takes Nikola Tesla himself to understand this concept because Americans don't really get it, bro. To be fair though, I think the prices of these eggs and of these goods have dropped.
That the housing crisis in the US is caused by motherfuckers just hoarding homes.
Oh yeah.
And treating homes like a painting that will increase in value
over time,
bro. Instead of a thing that people need, such as a roof over their heads.
Freaking landlords, bro. Oh my gosh.
A roof over their heads. What do you think kicking all the construction workers who are mostly illegals are gonna do for you? Duvalishvili was an illegal immigrant and he became the UFC world champion. You know how much money he's generated for America? It's gonna increase the housing prices because the developers will only go on a profit of $5 million if they paid people well instead of their $10 million that they're used to. And what can you really do with 5 mils, you know? So they're gonna jack these prices up and go fuck yourself and your eggs too, you Yankee fuck. So as the US is just destroying themselves and turning into this fascist, capitalist piece of shit.
That emo is crazy out of Elon, bro.
Over some propaganda that they couldn't afford eggs. I know you motherfuckers could afford eggs. If you can afford an F-150, you can most definitely afford fucking eggs. You guys
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, he's cooking us, bro. And I don't even want to defend us, bro. Because usually when somebody's cooking my country, I'm like, yo, hold on, bro. Hold on. Now you might have to catch a little one too.
Have not known what it's like to actually not be able to afford eggs. We have this saying saying in Georgian, you don't want it, eat a dick. Arginda nuginda, chame qale. And to collapse your global hegemony over a plot that is straight out of The Boys, tariff your neighbors and threaten to invade your allies using military force is insane. So, Arginda nuginda, chame qale.
He's cooking us, bro. He's cooking us in country languages that we have never heard of in our lives. None of us have ever heard what Georgian sounds like. Let's be honest.
Doesn't he? There's no aggression. He's hunched, has a neutral expression,
the aura,
but you can quite literally feel the authority oozing from him. Well, let's see. The Chinese didn't fund militias in my country to terrorize my people and overthrow my first and only good president. Didn't fund a genocide in Palestine. Didn't bomb Iraq for no reason. And the list goes on. And like the stupidest thing is, they are using your American money to do all of this, which is just unfair. Instead of giving you guys healthcare, your money just gets used to people.
The worst part about taxes is not in the fact that we have to pay them. I would be perfectly fine paying taxes if I knew where my money was being allocated and I could choose where I kind of wanted my money to go. Like, can I fund my city's like infrastructure? Can I fix the potholes? Can I like fund the schools? I don't know. Back in my school, there was rats and roaches running around. We didn't have good Chromebooks. Our PCs were all laggy. As a matter of fact, we didn't even have PCs. We just had laptops. All of our money just funds whatever the America decides to fund. And it's 9 times out of 10, the military. Bombs, military, bombs, military. Like, goddamn, bro.
Just fucked up. You pay taxes in America knowing that shit's going to people.
Yes.
Not only not having healthcare just so many Americans themselves, but these useless military campaigns that never accomplished anything except and destruction.
Yes,
including
bro.
American bringing a lot of Americans home in caskets with a couple of gunshots on their funeral as their service. This is fucked up, man. Americans should actually be receiving the benefits of the money they pay to their government.
Yes,
like
bro.
Good public transport, free healthcare, free.
I feel like if you're also like a war veteran and you went to war, bro, you should automatically be some type of like. There should be some type of guarantee the fact that you get like housing or something, bro.
Just job security and way more. And trust me, if fucking Estonia can afford all of this, then America, the richest country on the planet with its trillion-dollar companies, can definitely afford
Nah,
this.
it's not gonna work because we have too many billionaires at the top hoarding the money, bro.
You know, us Georgians, we have always been ahead of the times. We ditched the European Union before Trump sanctioned them. But the very Nazis that are gaining power right now collaborated with China way before it was cool, and it will be cool now that Trump is sanctioning every one of his allies and destroying Turkey. No worries, Greeks and Armenians. We have our best guy on the job. The wildest thing is still absolutely Trump just giving Taiwan to China because semiconductors are literally the most important thing in the world right now.
Yeah.
Way more important than oil because at least a lot of countries have oil. Taiwan is the only place where these chips get made, and he just threw it all away for like dick shit.
Wait, so is China currently in the process of invading Taiwan? Is that what's going on?
Even dipshit, dick shit. Now mainland China will just get more influence over Taiwan. While China actually builds their cities and makes them look like this, provides amazing public transport for its people with its clean, fast metros, the US refuses to build any.
I want to go to China, bro. One day I want to go to China, bro. I don't know when, but because I went to Japan, I feel like China's gonna be like that, but maybe even on a different level.
Shred of infrastructure because what? California has been trying to build a rail system for 16 years now, and nothing has been done. Not even the initial phase is complete, let alone the other ones. Only 57 miles of rail has been built in these 16 years. Elon Musk has also interfered with this project because he's Satan and because he wanted to make
I like that. That's a great description.
money off it, so he proposed stupid ideas such as the Hyperloop in 2013 as an alternative, and the fucking
What is this? Is this like a knockoff bullet train?
Tesla tunnels to skew skepticism in the rail project and actually
What
get
is bro
people
doing?
to be less hyped about it. Just anything to make people's lives worse and make himself more money. So yes, the
Yo, he's such an idiot, bro. What is he doing?
Chinese century is here because of the US shooting themselves in the foot, but at least we'll get high quality trains that are on time. So, you know, you weigh this shit up yourself. Also, I haven't been to mainland China, but I have been to Hong Kong.
Okay.
Let me tell you guys, I saw the light on God.
Damn, it looks amazing, bro. I want to go to, what is it, Chongqing, maybe? What? I don't know what they're called, bro. Guangzhou, maybe?
Want to get a train literally like 70-80% of the time. The train was already there waiting for us to get in.
It's okay, love. It's okay. I'm here, okay?
Whoa, how the Hong Kong Metro speaks to me.
I'm not going anywhere.
And the other time that I had to wait for the metro, it was only 1 or 2 minutes. And the longest I've ever had to wait was 4 whole minutes for a train.
Bro, in America, bro, there are times where the train will freaking arrive early and leave early. Like, what is that? That makes no sense. That should not be possible.
And that was during Chinese New Year. So, you know, I always appreciate when a country does public transport well.
Yes.
Xi Jinping, I know you're watching this. I have a proposal. You know how Russia took away Outer Manchuria during the Chinese Century of Humiliation? Putin is weak now, Xi. And these territories are all historic Chinese land, you know? You have a better claim to it than Russia
Yo, why he low-key fitted though? Is this like the version of the suit in China? It's low-key fire.
ever did. You have the biggest military in the world as well.
All right, I don't know about this though. I wouldn't have my goddamn president, prime minister hanging out the top of a car like this, bro. Y'all seen what happened to John F. Kennedy? Maybe they don't got guns in China like that.
So, you know what to do. And seeing the global world power shift as you're growing up is an absolutely crazy thing to see, because while the US was waging wars in foreign countries and spending trillions on innocent people in tents.
Bro, why do wars have to happen, man? Why can't everybody just vibe, man? Why can't we all just be chilling, you know, have nice, amazing time, just play Mario Kart on Nintendo Switches, have a little tea party and stuff, bro? We don't have to have war, man.
China was using money to actually build their own cities instead of destroying other people's cities. A lesson that Russia can learn from. Using their money to innovate and make better technologies and products than the West, beating them at their own game.
Okay.
Because the Western companies were exploiting China for their cheap labor, moving all their companies there and basically laughing at the concept of China becoming a global power.
Yeah.
Because they thought, oh, they're dumb. They can't make better cars or products than us.
But look now, we up though. I'm saying we, I'm not from China.
Just an inherently Western supremacist idea to have. A lot of how China reached this level of technological development is because when the Western companies were bringing their products to be manufactured in China for cheap labor, the Chinese people were making these products.
Yeah, they were just
So
learning like how it works, how it, you know, the business operations and all that. Of course they're gonna catch up.
how to make these products. And with a lot of investment and subsidies and cheap loans from the Chinese government, they learned how to make even better products. Which is how just a couple days ago, DeepSeek, a Chinese AI, dropped onto the world like a fucking dick on your
heard about
face
that.
when you're sleeping around the homies and wiped $1 trillion from the American
Hold on, you're not just gonna go past that. Like, you're sleeping around the homies and what drops on your face? Yo, you got something to tell us, man?
stock market. They wiped $1 trillion because it was just as good as ChatGPT, if not better in some cases, and it cost them $5.6 million compared to ChatGPT, which was much more expensive.
Damn.
And ChatGPT also loses $700K a day.
I heard ChatGPT also is like very terrible for the environment, like the water consumption.
With this, cars. Despite the European Union tariffing Chinese cars, they are still losing their car companies, such as the Volkswagen Group, which is running into huge trouble just operating at the moment.
Why?
To the point where they've had to close down 3 factories in Germany and lay off thousands of people for this reason. And
Okay.
it's because they can't compete with Chinese cars' batteries, which are made in China and are better and cheaper than European ones. So Volkswagen had to sell their electric vehicles for a higher price, and the people just weren't into that. And along with this, Chinese cars are just very good. They look good, they're high quality, and they're cheap. So when those
The
cars
Chinese version is better, bro. When you get to, you know, China, it's just better, bro.
the European and American market, probably over. As this Georgian car reviewer said,
ყველაფერი კარგად არაფერი არ ჭყრიალებს და Mercedes-ში და BMW-ში ჭყრიალებს უკვე.
You know what I heard? I heard that German cars are low-key scams, bro. Like, a lot of times German cars will break down. They're expensive for no reason. They look beautiful, but that's just because people say they look beautiful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, bro.
არ ჭყრია დაქვავე დაწეპებული არ ვიცი რა წებოზე ყავთ აყვანილი აი 10 წელიწადში თუ გაძლო ამ მანქანებმა
Wait, what language is this? Is it Chinese?
დაიშალა და დედა არ ეტირა.
No, it's not.
შეგვიძლია პირდაპირ ვენოკები ვიყიდოთ და გავუგზავნოთ პირდაპირ აი გერმანელებს, იტალიელებს და ამერიკელებს.
and on top of this, they've made the most sold electric car brand in the world, outselling Tesla by more than 2 times. For trans and public transport, this isn't even a close call. China is literally just better in every single
Valid.
way, in trams, buses, trains, or whatever you can imagine, than Western countries. And I've been to a lot of countries in Europe. I've tried out all their metros. Let me tell you, bro,
What's the
it
best?
is nothing compared to a single line in the Hong Kong metro. They even have gaming. China has
I wonder if China has like the #1 metro system or transit system in the world. For me, I mean, when I went to Japan, it was amazing, but I feel like China might be better. I don't know.
overtaken every single industry and outdone the Western companies in their own game. Literally. League of Legends, 40% stake in Epic Games, which makes Fortnite and the Unreal Engine, where basically every game is developed now.
Yeah.
Clash of Clans, Genshin Impact, PUBG Mobile.
China's responsible for the creation of Genshin Impact? Never mind. America is still the greatest country, okay? Genshin Impact did irreparable damage, bro.
PUBG Mobile, Black Myth Wukong, which
Never mind. They made Black Myth Wukong, which was an amazing game. I'm sorry. My bad, China. I'm sorry for even attempting to disrespect.
and also having the most amount of people playing at the same time. Clash Royale, Call of Duty Mobile, and they're probably gonna buy Ubisoft now. I'm calling it. This year or next year. This is just genuinely surprising because they have become dominant in every industry.
I almost forgot that freaking TikTok was Chinese. Oh my gosh. Because TikTok is the #1 social media app, bro.
Ever. Even in fucking video games. Also, a couple days back, they made the fucking sun. That's right. They literally made the sun run for
They made the sun? Is this like a nuclear reactor thing or what?
minutes. It's basically used to generate clean energy with plasma or some shit. I'm not
It's
a
nuclear. It's
scientist,
gotta be.
But they made the sun, bro. How is that not
Wait, nuclear fission? Are they doing that?
mind-blowing? This was a major breakthrough, and they did this and DeepSeek within the same week. What kind
Damn.
of buttons is she pressing? And regardless of what kind of beef you have with China, it is still amazing that this technology is now developed and that this clean energy will help us deal with climate change. So
Yes.
California won't burn down in January anymore.
Yes.
And then the landlords increase the rent for no reason.
Yep.
They also do generate
No, that's gonna
the
happen
most-
anyways. I'm not gonna lie. California is officially cooked. Bro, we didn't even get rainfall like that until like late in the year. Bro, it didn't even start getting hot until like June. California, we're cooked, bro. It's gonna be burning down and the rate is still gonna go up.
waste in the world, but they're also the leaders in renewable energy. Very weird dynamic here.
In just a few years, China has built this world-class fusion research campus from scratch.
Oh, fusion,
while
okay.
the US still lacks anything like it.
Let's see. Which industries are left?
I was taking an environmental science class and they were talking about nuclear fusion and how like there are so many ways or years away from being able to do this. China's on it, bro. What?
China is also the world's top country in just general construction, but mainly infrastructure. Nearly every road in Europe, Africa, and Asia is being built by China. While a lot of people have expressed concerns for this because of China's loans, Europe and America do the same exact thing with loans. No country is just going to forget if someone can't pay back a loan.
Doesn't the US like international debt like trillions of dollars? We are not paying that money back. Bro, I seen something that was like the US made like a thing where you can donate as an American citizen to pay off the US's debt. Do I look like an idiot to you? The US's debt? I'm not paying that. I'm not even paying my own debt. I owe like 10 people money. I'm not paying that back. They're gonna have to get it back in blood, bro. No.
Regarding actual construction, though, China has built literally everything in Africa. A bunch of railways, roads.
Wait, how does that even work, by the way? China building things in Africa, so do they just send people over and then just have them like build it there? Do they come back and forth? Like, how does it work? Do they use like Chinese ingredients? Do they use Chinese bricks?
Hospitals, you name it, and China has built it in Africa. Also, 138 projects for clean energy, such as solar, hydropower, and wind power projects. Also, this map already existed of the main trade partners of countries, but like after Trump's tariffs, it's literally just going to be a red wave. Is this the red wave that was coming that Trump was talking about? Is Trump a Maoist and did we not know? Like that Chinese guy's dad was completely right. Social media, TikTok, like just absolutely being
This dude's not Chinese, bro. Senator, he's from Singapore.
dominant for no reason. It's crazy. Me personally, I'm ready to sign up on Duolingo and start learning Mandarin.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not really looking too good for the US. You know, I know how hard life is in the United States. Everybody would rather grow up and work and live in Eastern Europe.
No.
So I hope the Americans that voted for Trump will be able to afford eggs now at least. Prayer emoji. So with everything being said, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Let's do
Thank
it.
you so much for watching. My videos have been getting a lot of views and I'm very happy for that. And subscribe.
Hey man, we know that Eastern European economy is pretty terrible, so hopefully you're able to eat some food. But that's gonna do it for today's video. That was the Chinese century is here. China is very, very heavily responsible for building infrastructure in Africa, other countries in Europe. Technology is also amazing. What is China not doing right? I don't know. Let me think. Could work better on their anime adaptations or leave that to Japan. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord link in the description. Link me any new videos you want me to check out. As always, have a great rest of your day. It's love it all. I love you, and I'm out.